Hey guys, Level 5 here with episode number 29 of the Leverkusen career mode on FIFA 22. We are kicking today's episode off with the final game of the Bundesliga season. You saw the table at the end of the previous episode. Goal difference between ourselves and Bayern is clear. We are 3 points ahead of them. 12 goal difference between ourselves. So even if we lose here today, Bayern would need a miracle to win the league. So we're pretty confident coming into this one. You saw the boys inspecting the pitch before the game started. We come into this one with confidence. We're at home for the final game of the season. And the boys, as I said, they're confident. They're ready to go. And 8 minutes into the game, Madueke has another chance there. Quite a few chances just to kick off the game already. We're only 8 minutes in, but he's had a lot of chances already. And it's nice. We're testing out the keeper. We're giving him some good chances. Hopefully, you can put one of these away and maybe settle some potential nerves. Obviously, we've already pretty much secured the title, but there's going to be nerves because a lot of these players, it is their first league win of their careers. Some of the others, not quite. Obviously, Jonathan David won the League Earn title with Lille. I think that might be it. I'm thinking over the team right now. A lot of them are original Leverkusen players. Some of them came from, we got signed Silas and Sosa from Stuttgart. Gimanes, I don't think has won anything with Lyon. He might have won something in Brazil. Madueke, I think he might have won the Dutch Super Cup with PSV. Noah Lang, I'm not sure. He played for Ajax, so he probably did win the Eredivisie. But yeah, he does score. He does make it 2-0, and that should be the nerves settled. That should be us kind of cruising now, playing a bit of flair, playing a bit of tiki-taka now. Bit of kind of confidence flowing. We're taking long shots. We're trying to score nice goals. It's the last day of the season, we're entertaining the fans here in the stadium. And obviously being 2-0 up, we have the free reign to do that until they go and make it 2-1. And we're going to start defending because we don't want to lose on what is our crowning game, us being crowned as the Bundesliga champions. We do not want to lose. We want to win. We want the whole crowd to be happy when we lift the title. That's why we're going for stuff like that with Noah Lang. Not quite working out, but he's scored so many of those throughout this whole season. And he is obviously, it's himself and Jonathan David fighting out for that top spot in the Golden Boot. Who will win it? Well, we'll just have to wait and see after this game here. Madueke on the ball. Holds it up, knocks it through to Serginho Dest. A couple of men in the wood to aim for, but he's going to go it alone. And 56 minutes into this game, Serginho Dest scores his first goal for the club, his first goal in the Bundesliga, with 34 remaining minutes in this season. So now it's just Gimanes and Bella Kotchap as the only outfield players in this regular starting 11 that haven't scored goals this season, which is unfortunate. It would have been nice if we had the whole squad scoring at least one goal this season. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out that way. Tried a lot of long shots with Gimanes. Bella Kotchap, obviously, he comes up for the corners, but unfortunately it just didn't work out that way. As the final whistle is blown, we do secure the league title, finally beating and ending the dominance of Bayern Munich, who didn't win it last season either. If you remember, we played Borussia Dortmund in the Super Cup at the beginning of this season, so that means Bayern have now gone 2 seasons without winning the Bundesliga, and we have the potential to do the treble this season. The German Super Cup, the Bundesliga, and there's potential in there for us to win the Europa League, which will be the next game in this one. But not before we lift the trophy, not before we celebrate, we party. We've had a long season. There was a point in this season we were flying. We were quite a few points ahead of Bayern Munich. A couple of slip-ups in the month of January and December when the games obviously we had that break. And the games came through thick and fast in January after that winter break. A couple of times after some European Cup games, the boys were knackered and we lost games we should have been winning. But overall, a top quality season from ourselves. And we've even got the Bundesliga. We've got the Bundesliga to show for it. We've got the Super Cup to show for it. And we might even have a European trophy to end off the season. Being the treble winners, How cool is that? But, as I said in the previous episode, if we win the Bundesliga and we win the Europa League, we will be starting our new career mode with Norwich in a few days. It's probably not going to be tomorrow. It will probably be the next day. But yeah, that should be out sometime soon. And there we go. Bundesliga champions, Bayer Leverkusen. I don't remember the last time Leverkusen won the Bundesliga. It must have been a fair few years ago. But I remember a stat going around that they lost the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal and the Champions League. I think they lost all three of those in like the space of 3 weeks. I think that was back in like 2002 when Zidane scored in the final, scored that volley. But yeah, we've got rid of that curse, and we now have another European trophy to compete for. This time though, not quite the big one, not quite the big ears, but it is a very prestigious one in its own right. And 8 minutes into the game, Guimaraes picks up the ball from the throw-in, charges across field, plays it into Lang. Lang across to David. David knocks it through to Szoboszlai. And just a cool, calm, collected finish from the former Leipzig player, scoring against his former team. He performs a signature celebration. It was in the thumbnail a couple of episodes ago, but he does go and make it 1-0 to ourselves. And as I said in some previous episodes, Leipzig are a team, we've smashed them this season. Both times we played them, we had a really good result against them, as a great save from Hladecki denies them the chance of getting back on level terms rather quickly. And we have a chance here to counter-attack from their corner. It wasn't the best from Nkulu. What's it called? Nkulu, I believe it is. He played it straight to the first man. Noah Lang charging down this left-hand side, skips past Lima. Lovely ball through to Madueke. Going to go for the chipped effort. Didn't quite work out. Jonathan David was there to head it home. The Canadian tucks it into the back of the net. Makes it 2-0. Doubles our lead. And we could break the record here for the most goals in a Europa League final here. You remember the Europa League final we played with Brighton against Juventus? We beat them 5-1. That could be on the cards here. Tammy Abraham actually smashed that one, if you remember it right at the end of last FIFA. But here against Leipzig, a chance for themselves as Lima on the edge of the box. Lovely little kind of dinked, flicked effort into Silva, who then lays it across to Danny Olmo, who then eventually puts it into the back of the net, and it is now 2-1. So we're not going to run away with this one. They are in it for the fight, and they are in it to win it, pretty much. This could be like the first piece of major silverware that RB Leipzig have actually won. Obviously formed in 2009, not the oldest of clubs, but a bit of prestigious silverware here as we tried to make it 3-1. A lovely header from Noah Lang. And you can see here we're demonstrating the tactics to Mkhitaryan. You know, he's coming to the end of his career. He wants to get his coaching badges, so we're just teaching him a thing or two. But yeah, just before half-time, we're going to look to make it 3-1 here as Guimaraes on the ball. He's just going to perfectly wait this ball out. He's got no one to let through, so he goes back to Madueke. He finds Szoboszlai, and we know how good his passing is. And just look at that. Threaded, eye of a needle pass, back to Noni Madueke. The 1-2 between themselves. And what about a redemption there for Noni Madueke? Beginning of the season, didn't get off to the best of starts. Some people calling him a flop. Some people saying he should go back to Netherlands. And right here, he's just scored in the biggest game of the season to make it 3-1. And pretty much put us in the driver's seat for the remainder of this game. And he has a chance here to go make it 4-1 and just completely seal the deal as he goes for a long-range curling effort. Didn't really put the curl on it. More of an effort, not a curling effort. But it is 3-1. We're holding possession really nicely here. You can see 63% for ourselves as Madueke goes for another dinked effort. Same as the Gulashi, the first one. Palms it away. This time though, Jonathan David's not there to head it in as Szoboszlai, one of the goal scorers, finds him again. Sees the run being made by Serginho Dest. There's a man in the middle in Madueke, but unfortunately they get to it first. Falls to Szoboszlai, takes it down, strikes it, blocked. And unfortunately for ourselves, we can't make it 4-1. But in the final few minutes of the game, this action right here from Nkunku pretty much secures us the victory. He loses his head. He dives in. Really stupidly actually. Makes it a 10-on-11 for the final few minutes. Any chance they did have of getting back into the game, they lost it as soon as one of their best attacking players went off the pitch. And we are the champions of Europe. The minor European title. But we will take it. And that does mean the Norwich Career Mode is coming to a YouTube channel near you. And this will be the final episode of the Bayer Leverkusen Career Mode. I think it's been a really, really good career mode. We built a really solid team. And we've done what we achieved. We wanted to dethrone Bayern Munich. We did that. We wanted to win a European trophy. We did that. And this was only meant to be a quick career mode at the beginning of the year, just to get a feel for the game. Before we get on to the RTG, I normally start with the RTG. But yeah, we wanted to take a different route this year. The RTG will be coming though, with Norwich, as we've said a few times. Bundesliga Herdetsky, for the second time in today's episode, he's going to lift the trophy above his head. This time, it is the Europa League trophy. And how about that for a redemption in his career as well? He was struggling last year, he struggled at points during this year, but he's ended this season, he's ended these 2 seasons with the DFB Pokal, a Bundesliga, a Europa League, and a German Super Cup. 4 trophies in 2 years for ourselves. Not too bad, if you ask me. And I think it's a perfect time to move on in this career mode before things start getting a bit too unrealistic with the signings and with us smashing teams and whatnot. Obviously, this career mode is still being played on Legendary, just for the fact that Ultimate and Legendary are the same difficulty. It's just the 99 rated stats that the players get on Ultimate. The next career mode will be on Ultimate, just to make it that a little bit harder. But I just wanted to see what the difference was, what results we would get against Legendary, and maybe it was a bit too easy, but we had fun getting some high scoring goals and games. And there we go. The final shot you will see of the team is them holding and partying with the trophy. As we go through the squad here, you can see some brilliant growth throughout. We've got an 87 rated Tapsoba. A couple of the boys, a lot of our main squad is 84 plus rated as well. You can see 27 goals for David, 26 for Lang, 19 for Madueke, 16 for Sozleby and Silas, which is really good to see. The assists, Sozleby got 22 alongside Jonathan David. Madueke got 21, 11 for Lang, 10 for Silas. Coming off the bench, that's really good. And in the end, Herdetsky did get 11 assists in total, 10 in the Bundesliga, so he didn't quite win that Golden Glove. As for the Golden Boot, that was, again, joint. It was a joint Golden Boot from Lang and David. David did win the Golden Playmaker, so a very dominant season from ourselves. I hope you guys, though, have enjoyed this series. It's been a really good one, really fun one, and I hope you guys do tune in to the Norwich RTG. If you guys have enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I'll see you for the new career mode, and peace.